Nature and business go hand in hand, so it is a commercial enterprise, and we're also trying to maximise our landscape as well.
We've got land that was otherwise just standing derelict. It was rank, it was doing nothing, and we were keen to get it grazed, to get it back into use, but also to build in the needs of the wildlife.
The lapwing numbers have gone up by 360% across the 20 sites that we've done this work on. So to get that increase shows that when we get the management right, a rare and declining bird that's doing badly across the world, it's internationally threatened, we can get that bird back.
They're proven, from what I can see, a proven way of encouraging the right species, because where there was no birds before, there's quite a few now, and that is great.
NILPS, the North Isles Landscape Partnership Scheme, is a wide-ranging project that's done various work across the North Isles. RSPB has mostly been involved with the habitat enhancement element of NILPS, where we've worked with landowners to restore habitat for wildlife, and in this case particularly wading birds, because they are something that we're targeting in the islands. Mostly trying to reintroduce grazing in improve areas that they weren't managing before. So actually by doing this work, we're actually bringing some of their land back into agriculture, and we're helping them do that, providing funding for fencing.
We're conservation grazing this particular area on the farm. It's around 40 acres. We're digging 18 scrapes to attract more waders particularly. The way that we're farming as an organic farm with grass-fed pastures, we're turning rough grazing into premium meat. Nature and business go hand in hand. So it is a commercial enterprise. You know, we're trying to get the best out of the sheep, we're trying to get the best out of the cattle, and we're also trying to maximise our landscape as well.
As part of that agreement, we'll improve the wetland habitat within the areas that we've actually reintroduced grazing to and put those scrapes in. We do then have agreements with the landowners for a period of time, up to 10 years, that they will continue to just manage in the way that's great for wildlife, but most of them will want to do that anyway, because they're interested to see and like to see what can be done in these areas.
So the limitations for this land is that it is quite rough and short. So like a normal big beef breed wouldn't work, and so therefore like having a high stocking density like other beef farms wouldn't work for us. So we've gone for a smaller animal that's a lot easier carver, because we're beginner farmers really as well. We're new to this, so that's really important for us. What we're doing here is kind of like a small scale regenerative farming, and people aren't really used to seeing that. They're not used to seeing the animals with so much space, so much grazing, around these pools with other birds, and we can do that with these Shetland cows that are a lot smaller and tougher, that don't need the silage or the hard feed that bigger cattle need. We'd sell directly straight to customers. So it's been a really good trade-off for us, because we have to have a lower stocking density with the RSPB project, but that also, on the flip side of that, it means we can engage with customers who are interested in, you know, supporting wildlife, conservation, grazing. So it's sort of a benefit to us as well.
It all feels alive, and also having the cows as well on the land. It's sort of just felt like it's come back, and it's going back to how it should be. We've been very fortunate to have the funding from NILPS, and very fortunate as well to have the RSPB so supportive and instrumental in managing the project and sort of organising everything. We couldn't have done it without them.
These scrapes look a little bit of a mess roundabout when they're first done, but having seen what they look like after 6 months, they're totally changed and totally in keeping with the surroundings. I started doing this kind of work, I think 2 years ago now, where we put some scrapes in on our own land, and they've been very good. And we put some more scrapes in on the hill, somebody else, and they were very good. So they're proven, from what I can see, a proven way of encouraging the right species, because where there was no birds before, there's quite a few now, and that is great.
Across all the sites, it's about 250 hectares of land between all the different islands. But that doesn't really tell the whole story, because even a small area of a field can attract, you know, several pairs of lapwing. So the size is obviously important, but also how well spread out they are, how, you know, optimized you've got the habitat to just get those real good numbers of birds to come in. So one of the great things about this project is I've been able to do monitoring across all the sites to get baseline data, so basically the amount of birds that were here before our intervention, and we've done follow-up surveys each year. So that's shown, particularly with lapwing, just how important some of this management is. So lapwing numbers have gone up by 360% across the 20 sites that we've done this work on, which is an incredible result, particularly in the backdrop of a bird that's declining. It's doing badly, so to get that increase shows that when we get the management right, a rare and declining bird that's doing badly across the world, it's internationally threatened, we can get that bird back and we can see an increase in numbers, and that's a really important thing to show. For this project, we have data that shows that there was very few wading birds on land that wasn't being managed or farmed. We then reintroduced farming at a kind of low impact level. You know, the grazing is managed so that it's low numbers during the breeding season. It's managed to make sure we still get a tussocky habitat. It's not overgrazed, but it's shown how important that reintroduction of grazing and agriculture was to the land in order to get those numbers.
And it's nice for the community in the islands to be involved with the work. Myself, you know, been involved with the project. Yes, I've worked on Tom on Pape and North Ron with the scrapings. The job's quite good really, it's like being a big kid playing with mud and water. Who wouldn't want to do that?
The Development Trust owned the farmland at Buin, and we were quite keen to bring it back into use. But when we were approached by Tom to look at doing a land management agreement, it made sense. The area is borders and SSSI, and it's just something that the Trust is interested in. We've got land that was otherwise just standing derelict. It was rank, it was doing nothing. And we were keen to get it grazed, to get it back into use, but also to build in the needs of the wildlife. The farmers here have grown up with wildlife and nature. They've grown up with that all around them. They've seen the changes in their lifetimes, and it's not something that there's a conflict about. They want to be able to work for their own benefit and also for the benefit of wildlife.
This is our workshop. This is our environment. We work in this, and to hear the birds in the spring, it's just it wouldn't be right if they weren't there. It's all part of it. It's getting enjoyment out of what you do. You got to enjoy what you're doing, and that brings a tremendous amount of enjoyment to see it all going and see the chicks and see them fledging and follow them through the year.
I think the biggest thing I've learnt about this project is the importance of forming relationships with the farms, finding the right people, working with them, taking advice from them on how to manage the land, and we can then work together to achieve these results. The other thing that I've learnt is just how important actually farming is. If we didn't have the farming, we wouldn't have the livestock. We need the livestock to create the habitat for waders. And that is obviously a really crucial element of this project.